Becky. How are you today? I'm here at my house where I've spent most of my time during this quarantine, and I want to invite you inside and show you some of the things I've been doing and things that remind me of you and all the fun we have together. So come on in. This is my living room, right when you walk in the door. And this is my couch. And this is where I sit to do my sewing, cross stitch, embroidery, and other projects. And that reminds me of you and all the fun and creative things we do with materials like Play-Doh and clay, Legos, paints and markers, paper, and all the creative things that we've made and shared with each other in godly play. Now let me show you some other things. This is my kitchen. This is where I cook and eat and clean up sometimes. I think I've cooked more meals in the last 8 weeks than I have in the last 8 months. And that's probably not an exaggeration either. This is my pantry. This is where I keep some of my food and snacks. And look what I have in my pantry. I have a big box of goldfish. When the quarantine first started, I would eat goldfish for breakfast. And I'd eat goldfish for lunch. And sometimes I'd eat goldfish for breakfast and lunch in the same day. But I'm trying to do some more healthy things now and save goldfish for a snack. Goldfish remind me of all the great feasts we've had together. And they remind me of our friend Ethan, who's just such a pro at throwing goldfish in the air and catching them in his mouth. I wonder if Ethan's been practicing with the goldfish. I wonder how many goldfish he's up to in a row. And I wonder if Ethan could throw the goldfish in the air and catch them in his mouth while wearing a mask. Well, that would be kind of silly. Okay, come with me over here to my little dining room. This is my dining room table, which I'm kind of using for some projects and some work right now. But sometimes I like to do puzzles on my dining room table, and that reminds me of all of you because the children in Godly Play are just expert puzzle makers. Over on this side of the table, I call this my little church corner because this is where I keep the things that I want to get ready to take to church. This purple bag is where I keep all my books and other supplies for Godly Play. In the basket are the last set of centerpieces that I made for an all-church dinner. And see this little pile right here? I'm starting to collect some things to make breakfast bundles. Remember when we made breakfast bundles? We made 100 bags of healthy breakfast snacks, and we had quite the assembly line going there. That was a great day in Godly Play. Now on this side of my dining room table, I have a little garden growing. You might think it's kind of funny that this garden is in my dining room, but I started the garden a little too early and it was too cold outside to move the plants outside. They wouldn't have liked it, especially overnight. But today is going to be a pretty nice warm day, and I think I'm going to move the plants outside and see how they like it. But remember, even before the quarantine, in Godly Play, we started some seeds in these little seed starter kits. And we put water in, and the little dirt pellets grew to make a nice bed of soil for our seeds, mostly bean seeds, and I think maybe we had some zucchini seeds too. These little plants are pepper plants. I planted these later. after we did our Godly Play planning. But here in the wagon that I have here, I have all my bean plants, and over here I have more bean plants, and I have some zucchini plants. And I think they're doing okay here in my dining room. If you come real close, you can see that some of the beans are growing these purplish flowers. And I think that that's where the bean is going to grow. I know some of you guys are probably know more about gardening than I do, and maybe you can help me. But I'm really hopeful that these beans are going to continue to grow, and they're going to sprout some beans, and that I can share those beans with other people, and we can eat them, and they'll be delicious. So my beans are kind of important to me right now. One, because they remind me of you, and second of all, because it's really important to me that maybe I can grow something that I can eat and I can share with other people too. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed for the bean crop. Well, Godly Play friends, I really miss you, and I hope you're all doing well, and I hope we can all see each other again really soon. Now, Miss Helen is going to tell us a story just like we do in Godly Play. So maybe you can get ready and form a circle at your house, and we'll listen to the story. I wonder what story it's going to be.
Hi, it's Miss Helen from the Godly Play class, and I just wanted to echo what Miss Becky just told you and let you know that we both miss seeing you. Probably by the time we do see you, you will all have grown 2 or 3 inches. Spring, I think, is a time when you think about things growing, and I wonder if any of you remember the story we had several weeks ago about the mustard seed. Do you remember when Jesus told his disciples about the mustard seed? And he showed him a tiny, tiny little grain of mustard and said that if you planted it, it could grow into an enormous shrub that had room for nests and all the birds of the air, coming from something so tiny. I've been hearing that Miss Becky's beans have been growing well and Liam's beans have been growing well. I'm afraid my bean plant has died. I'm not very good with plants, but I did plant some strawberries. Now, last weekend when it got really cold, I decided I better put a covering over them to protect them. And I've been sort of afraid to see what's going on with them, but now I'm going to look under the cover and see how they're doing. And I thought maybe you'd like to look with me too. It has some clips to hold it on, but I can't find them, so I just tied it with twine. All right, let's see what we've got. Oh, look under here with me. Oh, I see them. They look fine. Oh, I'm seeing some new blossoms, and I'm seeing, look at all these tiny little berries that are getting started. Well, I might not have any beans, but it looks like I might have some strawberries. So, like I said, I hope that we'll be able to see you again soon. I'm really looking forward to that. In the meantime, though, I wonder if you remember another one of our stories, when Jesus was a little boy and he went to the temple with his parents. And at the end of that story, it said that Jesus grew, and he grew tall and strong, but he also grew in wisdom and love. I wonder if you can think of some things that grow that you can't see, like wisdom and love. Maybe you could talk with your parents about that, and maybe we'll talk about it again when we see each other. Goodbye.